Season 19 is only a few days away, so it's time to start thinking about how you can prepare for the season. Well, today I'm going to run through 10 things that you can do to prepare for Season 19 so you can start off the season in the best way possible. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell, and roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed. So subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, before we get into it today, let me know what you're doing to prepare for Season 19. Well, Season of Plunder ends on the 6th of December, and Bungie have been keeping their cards very close to their chest related to next season. We did get a cutscene this week showing Osiris waking up, informing the Vanguard of the Last City about Neptune and the secrets hidden there. Well, that means we've got less than a week to finish up everything we want to in Season of Plunder, and today I'm going to run through 10 things that you can do before the season ends. Well, first of all, I've got spend materials. Well, Planetary Materials are going away at the start of Season 19, meaning it's best to get rid of them before the new season begins. Destination vendors like Devrim K on the EDZ and Failsafe on Nessus, they're going to be converted into vendors into a similar style as to Finch on Savathun's Throne World. Well, here are all the materials that are going away, so Dustlight Shards, Microphasic Data Lattice, Helium Filaments, Byron Bow, Spin Metal Leaf, and Glacial Stalwart. And if you don't get rid of them, they're still going to take up space in your inventory, so now is the best time to get rid of them, as you're going to be able to trade them for weapons or glimmer. Well, next up, we've got Tidy Up Your Vault. So if you're anything like me, your vault is probably a mess, and now is a really good time to clear out your vault, get rid of any weapons you don't need. I tend to keep high stat armor and exotic armor, plus one of every weapon. And my vault is clogged up with Festival of the Lost weapons at the minute, and also Red Border weapons too, so I'm going to be going through those and deleting anything that I don't need. Well, if you have a lot of armor stored away in your vault, then D2 Armor Picker is a really good website to do builds with. Also, if you have a lot of weapons, dismantle copies of weapons that you don't need, just go through your vault, check out the rolls and the stats. I would recommend keeping only one of each. Or if you haven't used it since Witch Queen came about, then I would just delete it. Ideally, you want to delete as much as possible to make room for all the new loot that's going to come with Season 19. Well, next up, you want to get your vendor award. So at the start of Season 19, vendor reputation will be reset. So that's Zavala for Strikes, Lord Shax for Crucible, and the Drifter for Gambit. And also, any unclaimed rewards, they are going to go away. Therefore, you want to claim any rewards from vendors before the end of the season. You may get some decent weapons to drop, but more importantly, you can break down the loot into valuable materials like legendary shards and also glimmer. Next up, it's Season Pass rewards. So by now, you've probably worked your way through the Season Pass. And before the season ends, check the Season Pass and make sure to claim any rewards that you haven't claimed yet. That can include armor, ornaments, exotic engrams, and loads more as well. So once again, there may be useful loot there, but if there isn't, you can always dismantle it for materials. Well, next up, you want to unlock subclass features, and that includes Stasis. Well, Season 19 is going to be the first season where we don't get a reworked subclass. Since the Witch Queen dropped, we've got Void, Solar, and Arc 3.0 subclass reworks. So you want to head on over to Ikora Array and make sure you pick up all the fragments and all the grenades. They do tend to cost a fair amount of glimmer, but this is a really, really good way to spend it. Also, it is a good time to finish up your Stasis subclass unlocks. I'm sure many of you have already unlocked Stasis, but going into this season I didn't, and I used my downtime to unlock everything that I hadn't unlocked with Stasis before. Stasis is now my most used subclass, and it's loads of fun, and it's really different as well when compared to the other light subclasses, so if you haven't got around to unlocking Stasis, I definitely recommend it. Next up, get deep sight weapons. So now is a great time to be farming deep sight weapons and getting as many weapon patterns as possible before the end of the season. Now, with the introduction of the crafting system in the Witch Queen, getting that god roll is a little easier with certain weapons. To do this, you want to upgrade vendors at the helm to unlock the weekly weapon drops. And completing seasonal challenges are a good way to do this. Now, if you want weapons from Season of the Haunted, opulent chests on the Derelict Leviathan are really, really good. And then the current community event, that is good for Season of Plunder weapons. Also, you've got the star chart and the other vendors on the helm. Well, next up we've got farm bounties. So if you want to go that extra mile, then farming bounties and storing them for next season can be a good way to prepare. If you store up a bunch of bounties and then open them on the first day of the new season, making sure you got the XP boost on your ghost shell and open them as part of a fire team, you're going to get extra XP and start making your way through next season's season pass nice and quickly. Personally, I don't tend to store bounties, but the option is there if you want to do it. Next up, you want to make progress on your exotics collection. Well, Season 19 is launching with some balance changes coming to exotics, so now is a great time to complete your exotic collection. Now, check out the exotic kiosk in the tower for past exotics, and you're going to be able to claim exotic engrams from your season pass. Legend and Master Lost sectors are good for farming newer exotic armor pieces if you complete those activities solo. Well, in Season of Plunder, we were introduced to a couple of new exotics, so Geofalcon's Halberd, that's the exotic hunter chest armor, the Point Contact Cannon Brace, exotic Titan arms, the Fallen Sunstar, exotic Warlock helmet, the Delicate Tomb, that was the exotic fusion rifle, and the Quicksilver Storm, that was the exotic auto rifle. So Fallen Sunstar and Geofalcon's Halberd for the Warlock and the Hunter, they are fantastic exotics, so if you haven't got those, I would definitely recommend getting them. It's also worth checking out your exotic quests in your quest log to see what open exotic missions you have. That may include legacy missions and open catalysts, and given we've got a few days left, put that time to some good use and finish up your exotic collection. Next up, we've got the community event. So there is currently a community event going on at the moment, which is why there is a chest in the middle of the tower when you land at the courtyard. So while we completed the community goals, there's still a chance to get some great loot from your personal donations of Captain's Coins. Now, a fast way to farm Captain's Coins is through Lost Sectors, although Captain's Coins will be dropping from all playlist activities. You can exchange your Captain's Coins for gift boxes, and those gift boxes drop masterwork materials, cosmetics, also deep sight weapons, and also if you drop loads of Captain's Coins, you can get a very nice exotic ghost shell. Well, finally today, you want to finish up your Scallywag title. So Season of Plunder Scallywag title was a massive grind when it first came out, until Bungie nerfed the requirements to make it easier to work through. That made the title much more obtainable for many, including reducing the ruffian kills from 50 down to 10. There's also an extra incentive to complete the title within the Season 2, as you can purchase the real life seal pin from the Bungie store. So I started collecting these IRL items and they really make great collectibles, plus you get to wear the Scallywag title for the remainder of the Witch Queen expansion. Well, let me know in the comments what you are doing to prepare for Season 19, and let me know if I've forgotten anything important. Well, that is it for this guide for how to prepare for Season 19 in Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. Well, if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out those videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.